Hi, I'm Hax, and making films is my business. For some time now, I've wanted to make a series of films that explores the key elements that make a business successful. This is the first film in that series.
I've always been interested in the way people interact with each other and why some people are more successful than others with what would appear to be less skills. And you think, how do they do that? And I'd met a guy as well in the same business, and he was a Dale Carnegie trainer, and I couldn't work out why I liked him. And then we got to talking and we became really good friends, and he showed me lots of the Dale Carnegie stuff, and it's all about people. And for me, one of the biggest lessons, if you can build relationships with people, then you can do well, because that is the essence of it. And then put that together with a system within business, and if you take the product out of a business, all businesses are exactly the same. Very few people are trained in business. They don't understand business, so they've got an employee mindset. So most people that go into their own business have come from working from somebody else. So they're trained to do business like somebody else is telling them to do it. So they actually have got an employee mindset but thinking they're entrepreneurs. The reality is they've still got a job. If a business is failing, it will be in one of 7 areas. So we look down through each of those areas to see what's missing. So for instance, if they haven't got enough money in their business, for me, that'll be somewhere around the lead generation. How do they generate the leads? Are they not generating leads? All sorts of things like that. And they'll be missing something in there, but it's an absolute process. You take the product out, business is exactly the same. The vision, for me, is fundamentally where everything starts. If we don't know where we're going, how are we actually going to go there? You know, if we go into a railway station and said, give me a ticket, the first thing they're going to ask you is, where do you want to go? Most people don't actually set any goals in their life. For me, it's the most important thing. We need to know what our goal is and where we're going. It's like sat-nav in your car. You know, the 2 things it needs is where you currently are and where you want to go. And then it works the route out as you're going along. Now, most business owners, when they start, they don't do that. They've got no idea. So they're not working to a plan. They can't ask themselves, today, have I moved towards my goal or away from it? They're just going around and probably being busy trying to make money. And the reality is, by not planning it, they're actually pushing the chance of making money away from them. If you take the product out, the other bits are exactly the same. So we've all got a different product that we're selling. A lot of the time we're doing something, hopefully, that we enjoy doing it. If you took McDonald's, apart from McDonald's, what is their product, what is their commodity? Most people see McDonald's as burger sellers or fast food sellers. The reality of it is, for them, most of their money is generated through real estate. So, a lot of us, if you're a plumber, that's your product, that's what you're doing. There's still other steps to the business. Product is just part of what you're selling. That is the differentiator that we have is our product. The first product is normally the one that gets us underway, but if you ask most accountants, they will tell you that the real money that's added to your bottom line will be the bit that comes from your second and third products. One of the problems is that people don't get the first product right, and then they start on the second product before they've even got the foundations right under the first one. So for me, it's important to get the foundation of the product that you're actually selling correct, and the business strategy around that before you actually move in to the second product. But a second product generally will earn you more money and put more money on your bottom line than the first product. Systems and processes are key to any business, and there's 3 areas to that, which is the strategy, the operation and the support in a business. So for me, the operations is the bit that brings the money in. The support is the bit that takes money out that you don't think you get anything back for. And a lot of businesses underestimate the value of the support, because without the support, the rest of the business can't work. And then sitting above that is the strategy of the business. And that's where the real money's earned. And when you're running your businesses, most smaller businesses, when they're starting, they don't even think about systems and processes. They just get on and do a job. Now, your systems and processes will determine how successful your business is. From making a cup of tea in the morning to, at the end of the day, collecting your money, everything is system and process driven. An example of that, one of my clients, I'd go and visit him. He's a very successful financial advisor, and I'd go and meet him, and I see him every other week, go into his office, and he'd say, would you like a tea or coffee? And I said, yeah, I'll have a cup of tea, please. And he said, we haven't got any milk. So as simple as he's got visitors in the office and nobody, there's not a process to bring milk in. Systems and processes run businesses. People run systems and processes. If you get the systems and processes right, you then train the people to run those systems and processes. It's as easy as that. Positioning for me is probably the key area. There's very, very few unique businesses in the marketplace. Everybody thinks they're unique. The reality is they're not. They're either selling accountancy services, law services, coaching services, film services, whatever. They're selling it and there's somebody else doing exactly the same. And in today's market, with 7 billion people on the planet, there's a flooded market. In everything you do, there'll be somebody else out there doing it. And it's how you differentiate yourself from everybody else. It's how do you swim in a flooded market. And it's crucial to your marketing. If you haven't got a clear position, you're not going to stand out in front of everybody else. How is anybody else going to use you? If you're a financial advisor standing up in a room with 3 other financial advisors and you're standing up saying the stocks and shares that we recommend or this pension fund that we recommend, how's that any different from what the others are saying? They're not going to stand out. It's just not going to stand out. But if I said to you about QuickFit, you can't get quicker than a QuickFit fitter, then that stands out to you that QuickFit is quicker than anybody else. The reality is they're exactly the same, but they fixed a position in the mind of the purchaser. And that is it. How do you fix the mind, in the mind of that purchaser, your product that stands out above everybody else? Doesn't necessarily mean it's true, but it's the perception in the buyer's mind that counts. And it's how do you do that? It's absolutely crucial, because you can't market without a clear position, because you'll be just like everybody else. Lead generation is crucial, and businesses in advanced growth will have a very high proportion of pre-sold leads falling through their door. In other words, hot referrals from previous clients. It's absolutely crucial in your business to do that. So you're actually farming your leads rather than having to go out hunting all the time. And if it's hard work hunting. And what we really need people to do with their lead generation is think ahead, but look after the clients that they've got and work that out so that they keep coming back. And then when they've bought a product from you, they come back again and again. So, you know, have you got a process of picking the phone up and even going out and generating leads, how you can make 10 phone calls and get 10 appointments? It's possible. One of my seminars, I demonstrated how we could do that, just random phone calls. But it's a process to generate leads that are coming to you rather than you go to them. All of the people that come on my mindset courses all come, or 85% of those come from referral source. It's all referral, where somebody's been on the course and says, yeah, that's a fantastic course, it's made a big difference, and they recommend somebody else. And then we top it up by, you know, usual processes of, you know, a little bit of advertising, a little bit of marketing. Sales are the lifeblood. If you haven't got any sales, you haven't got any business. We're all selling, whether we like it or not. We're all selling from the moment we get up. We're either selling an opinion, we're selling our product, we're selling everything. You're always selling. And most small business owners are afraid of selling because at subconscious level, they believe that salespeople are not the nicest people in the world. They think they're taking advantage of them. So it makes it really difficult when you're not congruent when you're selling yourself, because at a deeper level, you're thinking, oh, does this person think I'm ripping them off? Or, you know, is this really good value? But a sales process is vital to everybody. Now, most traditional selling was done from a 4-step process. I believe that it's about integrity selling, and it's actually identifying exactly what the client wants rather than you forcing something on them. So if we talk about a car salesman, you come in and the salesman says, "Yeah, hello, Mr. Customer, how can I help you today?" And you say, "Oh, I'm just looking." And he said, "I know you're looking, but what are you looking for?" And then you say, "Well, I'm looking for a red hatchback." And he says, "Fantastic, come and look at my blue hatchback round the back," because he's selling something he's got to sell. The reality of it is, it's about selling what you want and having that product there. And then it's not a difficult sell. It's finding that bit, and it's listening, understanding, and bringing out from that client exactly what it is. For me, it's part of fact, feel, fear find. So let's find out the facts. Let's find out the fears. Let's find out what's really stopping somebody from buying. Let's find out how they feel about it. They're the things, because if you invoke a feeling in somebody, they're more likely to move towards buying from you. And then ultimately, when you come to the close, if you've done everything above, then it's easy. I get asked on a lot of sales seminars that I do for people. I did quite a big one for 80 estate agents, and I said, "So okay, what would you like to get?" Half of the room said they want how to overcome objections, and the other half of the room are saying, "Well, we need new closing techniques." To me, that's all rubbish. If you do your job properly early on in the sales process, then you won't have to do that. All you just do at the end of it is ask for the business. Now, most small businesses don't have a sales process. They just turn up, fingers crossed, in a state of desperation to sell, and hope that they can manipulate, in their mind, the client into buying their product. It doesn't work like that. It's integrity selling. And if you sell with integrity, you'll get all the sales that you need. For me, customer service is absolutely everything. We see it a lot of the time that people say, "I've got a great customer service," but once the customer's gone out of the door, the customer service has been good to the point where they've got the product and they've gone. It's after that that's important. And for me, the whole thing about the customer service is how they will then go and tell everybody, which goes back to the lead generation. So your finished customer is part of your lead generation because they're telling everybody. And also that you've done such a good job that they come back up the list to where they're actually buying your second product, because you haven't got to sell it then. They want it because they've had such a good service. And I see it all the time, very poor service. In some of the bigger companies, and obviously we won't mention any names, but some of the bigger companies keep you on the phone for half an hour, and then you find out that they've been charging you 20p an hour or 50p an hour or £1 an hour while you're waiting to talk to them about a fault in their product. It's not about that. Customer service to me is about delivering constant value and having a process that runs through your staff, through everything, that is exactly the same, week in, week out, customer in, customer out, all of the time. Do you actually plan it? Most people don't even think about their customer service. And they are really the 7 steps.